Guys, and welcome to my next bump date. So I didn't do one last week, and that was because I had a lot of stuff going on and I just couldn't film when I wanted to film, and I also didn't feel like last week I had much to update on. So the last bump date that I posted was my 15-week pregnancy vlog. And this one, I know the title makes it seem like it's going to be really long, but I'm going to try and condense it as much as I can. So this is going to be my bump date for weeks 16, 17, and 18. So I am 18 weeks pregnant exactly today. And the reason that I wanted to throw in week 18 with this one too is because I don't like filming mine when I'm not on that week, even though like I feel like that's the proper way to do it because I've finished that week so I can tell you about that week. I just don't like it, and oh my gosh, he's moving right now. That's so cute. I don't really like it, and it's confusing. So it's confusing when I try to tell you guys the stats and stuff. So this is going to be 3 weeks compiled into one video, so it might be a little bit longer, but don't worry, I'm not going to make these long every single week unless I have a ton to talk about. So in this video, I'm going to tell you guys about my symptoms, cravings, stuff that's happened during those weeks. I had a doctor's appointment that I'm going to tell you guys about, and then I'll also show you my bump. So as of 18 weeks, my app tells me that he is the size of a sweet potato, which puts him at about 5.5 inches long, and he weighs approximately 5 ounces, which I think is the same weight as a chicken breast, if I'm not mistaken, which is so cool. And I only have 22 weeks or less or more, give or take, left of this pregnancy, which is so crazy. I can't believe that I'm already almost halfway through. It's insane. So he is definitely getting bigger, and when I show you guys my bump, you guys are going to see that he's gotten a lot bigger. I posted my picture today for my weekly bump date, and so many people were like, oh my gosh, where did that come from? It's growing rapidly. As of right now, he is starting to grow hair on his head. He's starting to grow eyelashes. His eyebrows are starting to grow. I believe he also, at this point, has his own fingerprints on his fingers and toes. So he is completely his own person and unique, which I think is so amazing. So those are some things that are starting to grow on him. And also, in my last bump date, I mentioned to you guys that the bones in his ears were starting to form. And my app this week tells me that the bones in his ears have hardened as of this week. So he can definitely hear my voice. A couple weeks ago, he was starting to hear it. So he can definitely hear it in week 16. I had a doctor's appointment for my 16-week checkup. And at that doctor's appointment, I was 134 pounds. So I had lost 3 pounds because when I went into my doctor's appointment a couple weeks before that, I was 137. So I lost a couple pounds. My doctor told me that he is not worried at all. He said that because I was sick right before Thanksgiving and because my appetite wasn't really that large, I just hadn't really gained much weight, and he said that that was completely okay. Also, in week 16, I had a blood test done to check for spinal defects. So I think the main thing that checks for is spina bifida, and I believe anencephaly, because that's also a neural tube defect. And they told me that it takes about 3 to 5 days for the results to come back from the blood test, and that if I didn't hear back, then that was good news. And that was 2 weeks ago, and I haven't heard anything, so I am assuming that everything is fine. When you get pregnant, be prepared. You get so many blood draws, and it's completely normal. I am a pro at getting blood drawn now, and IVs and everything. I'm just like, stick me. I don't even care. In week 16, I had a couple symptoms that I hadn't been feeling. So my sleep started to get worse. I know I mentioned in week 15 that my sleep wasn't that great. It got a lot worse. And I want to say week 16 and 17, I had no sleep at all. I probably was getting like 2 to 3 hours a night for a week straight. And at the end of that week, I overslept one day because I think my body had just had enough, and it was, it finally let me sleep. And then I overslept through all of my alarms for work. I woke up on the very last one. I was late to work, and I was just so flustered, and that day I felt like a zombie. I do drink caffeine. I drink about, I want to say around 200 milligrams a day, which is completely normal and safe. But even caffeine isn't helping. So my sleep isn't as bad as it was those 2 weeks, but it's still not great at all. I still get maybe like 4 hours a night. I wake up so much to pee in the middle of the night, and then I just can't get comfortable. Week 16 was when I felt my first baby kick. It was one time throughout the whole week, and that was it, but it was after I ate an onion ring from Burger King, which I know isn't the healthiest choice, but I ate it. I want to say like shortly after, I just felt like it just felt like a flick almost, but it was on the lower left-hand side. So that was the first time that I felt him kick, which was really cool. And then I had a really scary moment in week 16. I was in Einstein Bagels, which is like I don't know if they have them everywhere in the US, but in Florida, it's like a bagel shop. And I was getting a bagel and coffee, and I was in line, and I started to feel really faint, and I got really hot. I started to get really dizzy, and I started kind of like swaying a little bit, and then my vision kind of started, like I got black spots all of a sudden across my eyes, and I was starting to black out in line at a bagel shop with tons of people. I was so embarrassed, but at that point I didn't care. Oh my god, I'm sorry, you guys are gonna see me like burping so much in this. I was in front of like that display of like drinks and stuff, and I just like picked up an orange juice and I ripped off the lid and I just started chugging it, and then I bought it. But that made me feel a little bit better, and I was really scared. I had to sit down for like a good 10 minutes before I could walk again. I really thought I was going to pass out, and I was really scared. That's never happened to me before, ever. So that was really strange. So that was it for week 16. Now for week 17, I didn't have as many symptoms as I did in week 16, but my belly has started to itch, and I think that's because it's starting to grow. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it's growing a lot now, and it's very itchy. So I think that's my skin stretching. I don't have it in front of me, but I use a body butter from Origins, and it's called Prescription Extra Body Butter. I think that's the name of it. But it's just like a really thick whipped body butter, and Origins is an all-natural brand. I love Origins. I use an eye cream from them too, but it has a lot of like hydrating and natural ingredients in it. So when I've noticed my belly being itchy, I just kind of like lather on the body butter. I know it's not good to itch, so I've just been using my knuckles and just itching everywhere, but I lather on the body butter, and I also have been using coconut oil as well. In week 17, I was feeling Brody all the time. So I went from feeling him once the week before to like every day, or it would be like for 2 days in a row, and then I wouldn't feel him for a day. But I was definitely feeling a lot more kicking in week 17, which is amazing. And then also week 17, I was really dizzy. I'm still pretty dizzy. So I think that's because the week before I had that like fainting spell, and it's just kind of picked up. So I need to talk to my doctor about this. I have an appointment next week, so I wouldn't call it chronic or anything, but I have been noticing it a lot more, and I've been doing some reading on it, but not much. So I don't know what it's from. I don't know if it's like a blood pressure issue. I'm not sure if it's just me being really hungry. So I'm going to ask him and see what he says. I could probably need to just take more iron. So I'm not really sure. But I've never been dizzy like that before. And in week 17, I think I've had my first official like craving. I haven't really been craving anything this whole pregnancy, but what I have been craving has been the Halo mandarins. They're like the little cuties or the little oranges. They're seedless. And I don't know if they're in season right now anywhere else, but in Florida they are. And in Florida there's no shortage of oranges because that's our state fruit. But I have just been, I can't get enough of the mandarins and orange juice. Anything citrus, I love and I live for. And on top of oranges, I have been craving tomato soup. I'm not sure why, but I had 4 bowls for dinner the other night, and today I had 3 bowls for lunch. So I have been loving tomato soup. I've literally been drinking it. I buy the ones where I can just, grab and go ones, and I just drink them all day. So I've really been loving tomato soup as well. Even though I'm in week 18 right now, I know that there's not many symptoms, but to be honest, they've just kind of been the same. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that I have my anatomy scan scheduled for next week, which is on Thursday. And the anatomy scan is like the mid-pregnancy ultrasound. So it's like a really in-depth ultrasound, and they basically do all of the measurements, and the baby is like the perfect size apparently for them to get all of the measurements. They can measure their organs and their bones, and they can tell you how much the baby weighs and how long the baby is. And I'm nervous, but I'm excited for that ultrasound. That ultrasound was when we found out something was wrong with Blair last year. So I know that, everything has been going great so far. I'm not too concerned about, the same thing happening and repeating itself, but I'm still just a little bit nervous. But I'm also really excited because I haven't seen him on an ultrasound since 13 weeks. So I'm excited to see him and see how big he's gotten and see that he's still a boy. And then I just want to show you two things that I got today. I plan on doing a baby haul for clothing, but I want to wait until after the holidays because I know I'm going to get a lot of stuff too, and I kind of want to show you guys everything. So keep an eye out for a baby boy clothing haul that's probably going to be filmed sometime in January because I want to include everything that I get over the holidays and all the stuff that I've been buying. But I'll show you guys two things that I picked up today just because I can't help it. So one of them I actually didn't pick up. My mother-in-law sent this to me in the mail, and I tweeted about it because I was so excited. But she sent me a Wubbanub, which is, it's like a weighted pacifier, and it has an animal attached to the binky. But it looks like this, and she got me the reindeer one, and it's so funny because I think by the time Christmas rolls around next year, he's going to be about like 6 to 8 months old. So I don't know if he's still going to have a pacifier at that age, probably. So we'll see, but it's a reindeer Wubbanub, and I plan on getting like all of them. I want to get the fox next, and I'm so excited that he has the little reindeer one. So I've heard great things about Wubbanubs, and I'm really excited. So he has a Wubbanub now, got a 6 to 12 month size onesie because for Halloween next year he is going to be like just around like 5 or 6 months. So he should fit into this. But it says wanna hang, and it's just a onesie, long sleeve, and it has the button closure. So this isn't gonna be his Halloween costume, but he can wear it in October. And if you guys know me, you know that October is like my month. I'm obsessed with it. So I got this for $2.47. It was on clearance. So that is everything that I have to share with you guys about the last 3 weeks. I'm really sorry if this video is on the longer side. I promise they're not gonna all be this long. So before I go ahead and show you guys my bump and end this video, I wanted to mention that if you would like to follow my pregnancy a little bit more in depth, you can follow my social media if you would like. I'm not like telling you guys to, but if you want to keep up with everything a little bit more, I post a lot on Twitter, Snapchat, and not so much on Instagram, but I'm starting to. So Twitter and Snapchat, I post a lot about baby stuff and like my belly and things like that. So if you guys want to see my belly like weekly and like daily, definitely follow my Snapchat and my Twitter. I'm going to have all of that linked down below in case any of you guys are interested. I just want to say thank you for all of the support and all of the amazing comments. I read every single comment that you guys post on these videos. I respond to every single comment, and I love it and I appreciate it so much. You guys have no idea. So thank you so much for just, engaging with me on these videos. That really, makes me feel good, and it makes me feel like I should keep doing them. So if you guys would like to see more videos like this and you enjoy these videos, then let me know, like I said, just by giving it a thumbs up. And if you want to leave a comment, you can, because I love talking to you guys about your pregnancies. And there's so many May babies. I feel like so many people are due in May right now, and it's amazing. So I just wanted to kind of let you guys know that too. Okay, so I'm just going to show you guys standing on my bed because that's what works. So from the front, this is what the belly looks like. I feel like it's starting to look a lot more round. I don't know about you guys. And then from the side, I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but it feels huge and it looks huge. And then from the other side, and then from this side. But these are the leggings. They come all the way up and they're super thick. So this is the belly from the front, and it's definitely starting to get its shape. I posted the other day that it looked like someone shoved a Yoshi egg inside my stomach because that's what it looks and feels like. And then from the side. And the other side. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I'm going to leave everything that I talked about in the description box below, and I really look forward to doing more of these. I'm so happy you guys are enjoying them, and I will see you all in my next video.